Hello and welcome to Healthy Lifesphere. In this video, we're diving into a 4-day Mediterranean meal plan with a twist. It's completely sugar-free. That means no added sugars or sweeteners, and no naturally sweet foods like fruit juice or honey at all. Don't worry, you won't miss them. We'll be using flavorful herbs, hearty vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats to keep your taste buds happy and your body fueled. The Mediterranean diet is famous for emphasizing vegetables, legumes, whole grains, olive oil, and lean proteins, while keeping sweets to a minimum, a pattern linked to better heart health and even a lower risk of diabetes. By cutting out sugar, you'll avoid blood sugar spikes and energy crashes, enjoying steadier energy levels throughout the day. Each day of this plan includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and drinks, all inspired by Mediterranean traditions, but without any sugar. Let's get started with day 1. You'll kick off day 1 with simple, classic Mediterranean flavors to start strong on this sugar-free journey. Spinach and feta omelet with whole grain toast. We begin with a protein-packed omelet. It's made with 2 eggs, a handful of sautéed spinach, and a sprinkle of crumbled feta cheese for tangy flavor. Cook it in a bit of olive oil, the cornerstone of Mediterranean cooking, which provides heart-healthy, monounsaturated fats. Fold in some chopped tomatoes and oregano to give it a Greek flair. A slice of 100% whole grain toast on the side adds complex carbs and fiber to keep you satisfied. This savory breakfast has no sugar, and the combo of protein and healthy fats will keep your blood sugar steady and hunger in check. Health Perk eggs and olive oil provide lasting energy, and starting your day with a high-protein meal can help prevent cravings later on. Greek grilled chicken salad. Lunch is a colorful Greek salad loaded with veggies and lean protein. We toss together crisp cucumbers, juicy tomatoes, crunchy bell peppers, red onion, and a handful of olives over a bed of greens. Add a grilled chicken breast seasoned with garlic, oregano, and a squeeze of lemon is optional for flavor, and a small squeeze adds negligible sugar. Crumble some feta cheese on top and dress it with extra virgin olive oil and red wine vinegar. This salad is Mediterranean Diet 101, lots of veggies, olive oil, and some protein. It's super satisfying. The mix of fiber from the vegetables and protein from the chicken will keep you full all afternoon. Olive oil and olives pack healthy fats that are great for your heart. Traditionally, Greeks enjoy salads like this with rustic whole grain bread, so feel free to include a small piece of whole grain bread to scoop up all that good olive oil and vinegar dressing. Roasted salmon with tomatoes, olives, and quinoa. For dinner, we have a Mediterranean seafood dish. A salmon fillet is roasted in the oven with cherry tomatoes, garlic, and black olives, all drizzled in olive oil and sprinkled with basil and oregano. The salmon comes out tender and infused with the flavors of the herbs and veggies. We plate it alongside 3/4 cup of cooked quinoa, a whole grain that adds fiber and additional protein. Quinoa soaks up the delicious juices from the roasted tomatoes and olive oil. This meal is rich in omega-3 fatty acids from the salmon, which help fight inflammation and support heart health. Fish rich in omega-3s are a staple in the Mediterranean diet. The tomatoes and olives give it that classic Mediterranean taste, and everything is completely sugar-free. You won't even think about dessert after this savory, satisfying plate. If you're feeling fancy, you can also serve a simple lettuce and cucumber salad on the side, perhaps with a few slices of avocado for extra healthy fat. But skip any sweet dressing, just use olive oil and vinegar. For day 1, keep your snacks simple and whole food based. Enjoy a 1/4 cup of raw or dry roasted almonds mid-morning. Nuts are a classic Mediterranean snack. They provide healthy fats, protein, and fiber. Plus, they help keep hunger at bay without any sugar. In the afternoon, munch on crunchy carrot sticks and cucumber slices with hummus. The hummus, made from chickpeas, olive oil, garlic, and tahini, adds protein and fiber with no sugar. It's a beloved Mediterranean dip, and makes raw veggies much more exciting. Both snacks are low on the glycemic index and high in nutrients, which means they won't spike your blood sugar. You'll have steady energy to get you through the day. Stay hydrated with water throughout the day. In the morning, you can have a cup of black coffee or green tea if you need a caffeine boost. Just be sure not to add any sugar or sweetened creamer. If you usually take sugar, try adding a dash of cinnamon or a little bit of milk instead for flavor without sweetness. With lunch or as an afternoon refresher, try a cup of unsweetened iced herbal tea like iced peppermint or chamomile tea. These drinks keep you hydrated and are very much in line with Mediterranean habits. Folks in Mediterranean countries often finish meals with coffee or tea, just without the sugar. In the evening you might enjoy a glass of sparkling water with a sprig of mint or basil to feel a bit fancy. Remember, no sweetened beverages or juice this week, but with all the flavorful food you won't need them. Day 2, and you're settling into the rhythm of the plan. Today we introduce even more variety with creamy yogurt, hearty grains, and a delicious olive oil-rich dinner. This morning we take a traditional Mediterranean ingredient, Greek yogurt, and make it a satisfying sugar-free breakfast. Start with a bowl of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, unsweetened of course. Top it with 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped walnuts and a sprinkle of ground cinnamon. The walnuts add crunch, healthy omega-3 fats and protein. Cinnamon gives a hint of warmth and sweetness without any sugar. For extra fiber you can stir in a spoonful of ground flax or chia seeds. This yogurt bowl is creamy, rich, and packed with probiotics, good for your gut. It's inspired by how many in the Mediterranean enjoy yogurt with nuts in the morning. You won't even miss fruit here. The cinnamon and nuts make each bite flavorful. If you prefer a savory twist, try adding a tiny pinch of sea salt and chopped fresh mint to your yogurt, and drizzle with a teaspoon of olive oil for a yogurt and herb dip vibe. Either way, you're getting calcium and protein from the dairy, which will fuel your morning. Dairy-like plain yogurt is perfectly fine on a sugar-free diet. It has no added sugar and only natural lactose. The protein in Greek yogurt also helps keep blood sugar stable. Lunch on day 2 is a vibrant grain bowl. We build it with quinoa as the base, about 1 cup of cooked quinoa per serving. Then we add roasted Mediterranean vegetables. Think chunks of zucchini, eggplant, and red bell pepper roasted until tender with olive oil, garlic, and a sprinkle of thyme. We also toss in half a cup of chickpeas, which bring protein and fiber. Legumes like these are a staple in Mediterranean diets and help keep blood sugar steady. Mix in a handful of fresh parsley and a squeeze of lemon juice if you'd like a bit of tang. A small squeeze from a lemon wedge adds flavor with minimal natural sugar. Drizzle the whole bowl with a tablespoon of olive oil and a dash of salt and pepper. This bowl is as filling as it is nutritious. You've got whole grain quinoa for complex carbs, a rainbow of veggies, plant-based protein from the chickpeas, and olive oil tying it all together. Each bite has delicious textures and flavors: creamy chickpeas, chewy quinoa, juicy roasted tomato, and more. This is the kind of lunch that gives you steady energy for hours. Plus, you're getting a big dose of vitamins from all those vegetables. You can roast a big batch of veggies and cook quinoa in advance, so putting this bowl together at lunchtime is quick. This illustrates a Mediterranean approach, making extra veggies to use in different ways. Tonight's dinner is hearty and comforting, yet still sugar-free and healthy. We're making a creamy garlic skillet chicken with spinach, served over a small portion of whole wheat pasta. How do we make it creamy without sugar? We sear lean chicken breast pieces, or thighs for more flavor, in olive oil with plenty of garlic until golden. Then add a big handful of baby spinach to the pan and let it wilt. To create a light cream sauce, pour in a splash of heavy cream or unsweetened plant cream, about 1/4 cup. This is optional. You can also use a couple of spoons of plain Greek yogurt thinned with a bit of water, added off heat to prevent curdling. Stir in a spoonful of grated Parmesan cheese. The result is a silky garlic sauce that coats the chicken and spinach. Season with black pepper, and toss in the cooked whole wheat penne, about 1 cup cooked pasta per serving. The whole wheat pasta gives you that carb satisfaction with extra fiber and nutrients compared to white pasta. This dish feels indulgent but contains no sugar at all, just healthy protein, whole grains, and leafy greens. The garlic, olive oil, and herbs provide classic Mediterranean flavor. By using whole grain pasta and lots of spinach, we're keeping the meal balanced. And don't worry about the bit of cream, fat is not the enemy here. In fact, the Mediterranean diet welcomes healthy fats like olive oil, and using a little dairy adds richness without sugar. Enjoy a cozy dinner that's reminiscent of an Italian Tuscan chicken dish. If you prefer, you could skip the pasta and serve the garlic chicken and spinach with zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash for fewer carbs. But whole grains are part of Mediterranean eating, providing energy and fiber. Let's talk snacks for day 2. We have 2 simple options that once again emphasize protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Cucumber and tzatziki bites. Slice up fresh cucumber and enjoy it with a few spoonfuls of tzatziki. Tzatziki is a yogurt-based dip with grated cucumber, garlic, and herbs. Make sure yours has no added sugar. Traditional recipes don't. It's cool, creamy, and savory. You get the crunch of the cucumber and the protein of the yogurt. This snack is very Mediterranean. In Greece, they often enjoy yogurt dips with veggies as a light bite. Walnuts and cheese. In the afternoon, have a small handful of walnut halves, about 1 ounce, and a matchbox-sized piece of cheese, such as cheddar, Gouda, or a few small cubes of feta. The combination of nuts and cheese feels a bit indulgent, like a mini cheese board, but it's perfectly sugar-free and packed with nutrients. Walnuts provide omega-3 fats, and the cheese provides calcium and protein. Together, they'll keep you satisfied. Just keep the cheese portion moderate, roughly 1 ounce, since it is calorie-dense. In Mediterranean regions, cheese is eaten in small amounts for flavor. Remember, nuts and seeds are a big part of the Mediterranean diet for snacks, and they've been linked to health benefits like improved cholesterol levels and reduced heart disease risk when eaten in moderation. Plus, by avoiding cookies or candy and choosing these snacks, you're keeping your sugar intake at 0 while still enjoying tasty treats. Beverages. The routine remains largely the same, plenty of water all day long. If you miss having juice or soda, try a glass of infused water. Put a few slices of fresh cucumber and some mint leaves in your water for a refreshing flavor. This adds no sugar. In the morning you might enjoy a cup of black tea, for example, English breakfast or Earl Grey with a squeeze of lemon. Tea is common in Mediterranean countries like Turkey and Morocco. They often serve it strongly brewed. Just be sure to drink it without sugar. You can add a splash of milk or a cinnamon stick for a hint of flavor. After dinner, an herbal tea such as chamomile or peppermint tea can aid digestion and is a nice caffeine-free way to wind down. Fun fact, in many Mediterranean cultures, ending the evening with chamomile tea is a tradition for relaxation. One thing to note, still no alcohol or sweet drinks in this plan. While the Mediterranean diet does often include an occasional glass of red wine, we're skipping alcohol during this sugar-free week to really give your body a rest from processing sugars, since even dry wine contains some sugars. If you really want a wine, pour some kombucha. Actually, skip that. Kombucha has residual sugars too. It's day 3 and you might already be noticing some benefits. Perhaps you have more stable energy or less of that mid-afternoon slump. Today's meals feature seafood and legumes, 2 pillars of Mediterranean cuisine to keep things exciting and nutritious. Tomato and basil egg muffins. We're switching up the egg routine by baking mini frittata muffins. These are essentially little crustless quiches packed with Mediterranean flavors, and they're great if you're on the go. Beat a few eggs with a splash of milk, or almond milk if you prefer, unsweetened, and stir in chopped cherry tomatoes, fresh basil, and a bit of feta cheese. You can also add wilted spinach or diced zucchini to sneak in extra veggies. Pour this mixture into a muffin tin and bake until set. You'll end up with savory egg muffins that you can have 2 to 3 of for a satisfying breakfast. They are soft, cheesy, and bursting with pockets of sweet roasted tomato. Tomatoes become extra flavorful when baked. These muffins can be made ahead. You could have prepped them on the weekend and simply reheated in the morning. Serve your egg muffins with a side of sliced cucumber or a few olives to give you that full Mediterranean breakfast experience. The olives add healthy fats and a salty bite that pairs nicely with the eggs. There's 0 sugar here, but tons of protein from the eggs and nutrients from the veggies. This kind of breakfast will keep you full and focused all morning. Egg dishes like this are very common in Mediterranean breakfasts. Think Italian frittatas or Spanish tortillas, which are egg-based and loaded with vegetables. Today's lunch is a French Mediterranean classic, the salade niçoise, but of course we're keeping it sugar-free and extra wholesome. This composed salad typically includes tuna, eggs, and veggies. Start with a bed of mixed lettuce or lightly steamed green beans, a niçoise must-have. Top that with canned tuna, about 3 to 4 ounces. Choose tuna packed in water or olive oil with no added sauces or sugars. Add a hard-boiled egg, cut into halves or quarters. Scatter on steamed or boiled baby potatoes, just a few small potato pieces to give substance. Potatoes are a starchy vegetable but have fiber and are fine in moderation. They provide that Mediterranean authenticity here. Then add tomato wedges and slices of red onion. Finally, sprinkle a handful of black olives like Niçoise or Kalamata olives. Dress the salad with a classic vinaigrette made from olive oil, red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, and herbs. No sugar needed. Many store dressings have sugar, but we'll make our own. The result is a beautiful, colorful plate that covers all the bases. Protein from tuna and egg, healthy fats from olive oil and olives, and plenty of veggies. It's satisfying without any bread, but if you're extra hungry, you could have a small piece of whole grain bread to dip in the dressing. This Niçoise salad is high in protein and fiber, so it should keep you energized for the rest of the day. It's also a great example of a Mediterranean meal that's naturally free of added sugars. The combination of tuna, eggs, and olives provides important nutrients like omega-3 fats and choline. Enjoy each bite knowing you're eating like people do on the French Riviera, simply and healthfully. Dinner on day 3 is a warm, comforting bowl of lentil soup, a staple in Mediterranean kitchens from Italy to the Middle East. We're making a green lentil and spinach soup spiced with Mediterranean herbs. In a pot, sauté chopped onion, carrot, and celery in olive oil until softened. Add green or brown lentils, about 3/4 cup dry lentils for a pot, along with minced garlic, a bay leaf, and a pinch of ground cumin and oregano for that Mediterranean flavor kick. Pour in broth, vegetable or chicken broth with no added sugars, and let it simmer until the lentils are tender. In the last few minutes, stir in a few handfuls of fresh spinach, or you can use frozen spinach. The spinach wilts into the soup, adding color and extra vitamins. Season with salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon if desired. This soup is thick and rustic. The lentils give it a nice body. Each spoonful has earthy lentils, sweet carrots, and silky spinach. It's absolutely sugar-free and incredibly nourishing. Lentils are packed with plant protein and fiber. They're famous for improving blood sugar control and even lowering heart disease risk when eaten regularly. In fact, legumes like lentils and beans are so beneficial that including a cup per day has been shown to help lower blood sugar levels in diabetics. And here you are enjoying them in a delicious way. We recommend serving this soup with a side of whole grain bread, maybe a small slice of hearty whole grain or rye bread to dunk. That will add some complex carbohydrates to round out the meal. Drizzle a little extra virgin olive oil on top of your soup before eating, and sprinkle some fresh parsley or chili flakes if you like a bit of heat. This dish is humble but so satisfying, exactly the kind of peasant-style Mediterranean dinner that has kept people healthy for generations. As you sip your lentil soup, know that you're getting a boost of iron, B vitamins, and magnesium from those lentils, all without a drop of sugar. This soup makes great leftovers. You might have some for lunch later in the week or freeze a portion. The flavors only get better the next day. For day 3, we have snacks that feel a bit indulgent but fit perfectly into our sugar-free Mediterranean theme. A small mid-morning snack could be a mini mezzi. Take 5 to 6 olives, any variety you like, Kalamata, green, etc., and a cube of feta cheese, about 1 inch or 1 ounce. Drizzle the feta with a drop of olive oil and a pinch of dried oregano to give it that Greek tavern feel. This tastes like a treat, but it's just healthy fats and protein. The saltiness of the olives and feta can actually help if you're missing snacky flavors like chips, but here we have no refined carbs or sugars at all. For an afternoon pick-me-up, enjoy about a 1/4 cup of roasted chickpeas. You can make these by tossing cooked chickpeas with olive oil, cumin, paprika, and garlic powder, then roasting in the oven until crispy. They become crunchy and lightly salty. If you don't want to roast your own, some stores sell roasted chickpea snacks. Check that they don't have added sugar on the label. They usually don't, but it's good to be sure. Roasted chickpeas are high in fiber and have a nice amount of protein, making them a perfect Mediterranean-approved snack. They will keep you full and satisfied. This is a great alternative to something like roasted peanuts or crackers. By focusing on snacks like olives, cheese, and chickpeas, you're following the Mediterranean habit of choosing whole, flavorful foods over processed snacks. And you've probably noticed, your palate might already be adjusting. You're tasting the natural sweetness in vegetables and the richness of nuts more now that sugar is out of the picture. Continue to drink plenty of water. Aim for at least 8 glasses a day. You can jazz up your water by adding a few slices of fresh ginger and lemon to a pitcher of water. Lemon slices will add a negligible amount of natural sugar to a whole pitcher, and ginger adds spicy flavor. Both are great for digestion. In the morning, since our breakfast was on the go, you might pair your egg muffins with an Americano or espresso if you have access to coffeehouse-style drinks, just no sugar or flavored syrups. A small cappuccino with whole milk is also okay if unsweetened. Europeans often have a milky coffee with breakfast. Dairy has lactose, a natural sugar. But that's not a problem unless you are extremely strict. We're mainly avoiding added sugars and overt sweet foods. At this level, the lactose in a splash of milk is minimal and comes with protein and calcium. With lunch, you could enjoy a sparkling water with a twist of lime or a few crushed basil leaves to feel fancy. In the afternoon, if you experience a slump, try brewing a cup of green tea. Green tea contains a gentle dose of caffeine and L-theanine which can improve focus. It's also rich in antioxidants, very much in line with Mediterranean habits. People in North Africa often drink green mint tea, albeit usually with sugar, but you'll have it plain or with just mint for aroma. Sip it slowly. Sometimes just the ritual of tea can rejuvenate you. After dinner, consider a peppermint tea or fennel tea to aid digestion, especially helpful after the fiber-rich lentils. You're doing great, halfway through the week and still going strong with no sugar. Welcome to day 4. By now, you're proving that healthy eating can be delicious and anything but boring. Today, we're featuring a Middle Eastern-inspired breakfast bowl, a fresh herb-packed lunch, and some seafood for dinner. Let's dive in. Savory breakfast bowl with egg, hummus and veggies. We're shaking up breakfast with a hearty Mediterranean breakfast bowl. In a shallow bowl or plate, arrange the following. A soft-boiled egg, or hard-boiled if you prefer, cut in half, a generous dollop of hummus, about a quarter cup, and a mix of sautéed vegetables. For the veggies, quickly sauté a handful of spinach, a few sliced mushrooms, and some cherry tomatoes in olive oil until they're tender. Season with a pinch of salt, pepper, and maybe a sprinkle of chili flakes for a kick. Add those warm veggies to your bowl. Toss in a few Kalamata olives for healthy fats and that briny flavor. Drizzle everything with a little extra virgin olive oil and a dash of za'atar or cumin, optional, but these Middle Eastern spices make the bowl extra authentic. This breakfast is like a deconstructed version of an Israeli or Turkish morning spread. You have egg, veggies, and hummus all together. The hummus made from chickpeas gives you fiber and additional protein. And remember, legumes help stabilize blood sugar and keep you full. The egg provides high-quality protein and nutrients like choline, and the mix of vegetables adds volume, vitamins, and flavor. You can scoop up bites of egg and hummus with the veggies. It's a fun, different way to enjoy a morning meal, and absolutely no sugar in sight. This bowl will keep you fueled for hours. It also reflects Mediterranean traditions. In many Mediterranean countries, breakfast isn't a sugary donut, it's often savory. Think eggs with greens or hummus and olive oil on bread, etc. You're basically eating like a local in the Eastern Mediterranean today. Herb tuna lettuce wraps. Lunchtime on day 4 is light, fresh, and packable. We're making tuna salad lettuce wraps, but without any heavy mayo or bread. Drain a can of tuna, again tuna in olive oil or water, no added sugars, and mix it with a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, the juice of half a lemon if using. You can substitute a splash of vinegar, and lots of fresh herbs like chopped parsley and dill. Add in finely diced celery and red onion for crunch. You can also toss in a few capers or chopped olives to give it that Mediterranean twist, kind of like an Italian tuna salad. Season with salt and pepper. Now take large lettuce leaves, butter lettuce or romaine hearts work well, and spoon the tuna salad into them, using the lettuce like a tortilla or wrap. Roll them up or eat taco style. You can have 2 to 3 of these lettuce wraps. They're crisp, savory, and satisfying. The tuna provides plenty of protein and omega-3 fats, which are excellent for your heart and brain. And because we're using olive oil and herbs to dress it, the flavors are bright and vibrant without any need for sugar. On the side, you might enjoy some cherry tomatoes and cucumber slices drizzled with olive oil and vinegar as a mini salad. Or, if you prefer something warm, have a cup of the leftover lentil soup from last night as an accompaniment. Either way, this lunch is very low in carbs, but high in nutrients. A nice change of pace that will leave you feeling clear-headed and not weighed down. It's basically a salad Niçoise vibe, but in wrap form and without the egg and potato. Plus, eating wraps in lettuce is fun and cuts out the need for bread at this meal. You already have some carbs in the tomatoes and such, and we'll have grains at dinner. This meal shows how you can enjoy Mediterranean ingredients, olive oil, herbs, tuna, olives in creative formats. Quick tip. If you miss a bit of creaminess in the tuna salad, you can stir in a spoonful of Greek yogurt or mashed avocado to mimic mayo. Both are sugar-free and healthy alternatives. Grilled shrimp skewers with veggies and brown rice. We're bringing in some seafood tonight. Shrimp, which cook up quickly and are wonderful with Mediterranean seasonings. Take large shrimp, about 5 to 6 per person, and marinate them briefly in olive oil, minced garlic, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Again, lemon is fine for flavor here. Thread the shrimp onto skewers alternating with chunks of red bell pepper, zucchini, and red onion. This makes colorful shrimp kebabs. Grill the skewers, outdoor grill, or an indoor grill pan, for a few minutes on each side, until the shrimp are pink and the veggies have a nice char. The aroma of garlic and olive oil will be amazing. Serve these shrimp and veggie skewers over a small bed of brown rice, about half a cup cooked brown rice per serving for a whole grain boost. Before serving, squeeze a little extra lemon on top and sprinkle with chopped fresh parsley. On the side, you can have a simple salad of mixed greens or some steamed broccoli drizzled with olive oil. This dinner is light but packed with protein and fiber. The shrimp provide lean protein and important minerals like selenium and iodine. The variety of vegetables gives you different antioxidants, red pepper for vitamin C, zucchini for vitamin A, etc. And the brown rice provides complex carbs and B vitamins without any sugar. It's a whole grain, very much in line with Mediterranean diet principles of including grains like brown rice, farro, or bulgur. This meal is also super low in sugar, basically none, except the tiny bit naturally in vegetables, which means it won't cause any blood sugar spike. It's balanced, flavorful, and looks beautiful on the plate. Eating this, you can almost imagine you're on a Greek island enjoying fresh seafood by the sea. If you don't have skewers, you can just sauté the shrimp and veggies together in a skillet. The taste will be just as great. And feel free to season with extra herbs like thyme or oregano to boost that Mediterranean flavor. For day 4, let's satisfy crunchy cravings and sweet cravings the Mediterranean way. Bell pepper and guacamole. Slice up a red or green bell pepper into strips and enjoy with guacamole. Guacamole is basically mashed avocado mixed with lime, cilantro, etc. We'll use a version with no tomatoes or jalapenos since we want to keep it simple. Just mashed avocado, a bit of garlic, salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lime. A little lime juice is fine here. It's not enough to add significant sugar. Dip your crisp pepper strips into the creamy avocado. It's a fiesta of healthy fats and vitamin C. This snack has the vibe of chips and dip, but instead of tortilla chips, which can be made of refined corn and sometimes have added sugars and seasoning, we have fresh pepper, and our dip is full of monounsaturated fat and fiber. Avocado is a fantastic healthy fat source. It's even listed among Mediterranean diet healthy fat examples, and it will help keep you satiated. Pistachios. Later in the day, if you need a little something, grab a handful of pistachios, about 1 ounce, which is roughly 45 to 50 pistachios in the shell. Pistachios are a popular nut around the Mediterranean, think baklava topping, but we're just having the nuts, not the pastry. They're rich in heart-healthy fats and minerals like potassium. Crack them one by one. That little activity can make snack time more mindful and slow, which is good because you'll feel full on less. Make sure they are unsalted or lightly salted and certainly not candied. The natural sweet buttery flavor of pistachios really shines when you're off sugar. You'll notice it more. By snacking on nuts and veggies instead of cookies or granola bars, you're dramatically cutting down your sugar and refined carb intake, which helps with maintaining stable blood sugar and avoiding inflammation. Pro tip: if you find yourself craving something dessert-like in the evening, one strategy on a sugar-free Mediterranean plan is to have a herbal tea with warming spices. For example, brew a cup of rooibos tea or chamomile and add a dash of cinnamon and a drop of vanilla extract. It creates the illusion of a sweet flavor without any sugar. Cinnamon can help make things taste slightly sweeter naturally, and vanilla gives a dessert-like aroma. Beverages keep up the good work staying hydrated. At this point, you might have noticed your thirst cues better now that you're not drinking sweet drinks. Water remains your best friend. Perhaps try it infused with fresh basil and slices of cucumber today for a spa-like refreshing flavor. In the morning, since we had a hearty bowl breakfast, you could enjoy a small cup of Turkish coffee or Greek coffee after if you're a coffee lover. In Mediterranean culture, these coffees are taken strong and often black. or with a touch of cardamom in Turkish coffee. Traditionally, yes, they often add sugar to those coffees, but you'll have it unsweetened. It's an acquired taste that you might actually start to like as you get used to less sweetness. If black coffee is too intense, add a spoonful of the leftover warm milk from your breakfast veggies, or just have a regular American-style coffee with a splash of cream. For a non-caffeine option, consider lemon ginger tea. Grate some fresh ginger into hot water with a slice of lemon. It's zesty and great for digestion. Just don't add honey since we're avoiding sugars. With your tuna lettuce wrapped lunch, maybe have a cup of bone broth or vegetable broth on the side. Ensure no sugar in ingredients. Sipping broth is a Mediterranean grandma trick and gives you electrolytes and protein, almost like having a light soup. In the evening, after the garlicky shrimp dinner, peppermint or sage tea can cleanse the palate. Sage tea, common in Mediterranean households, has a comforting herbal flavor.